ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. This is the third video class on wave motion for my second year BSc students. In the third class, we have to discuss transverse wave on a string. Before going to transverse wave, we have to know how many types of waves we have. We have two types of waves. One is known as longitudinal wave. The other one is known as transverse wave in a mechanical wave. In the same manner, in the non-mechanical wave also we have two types. One is known as longitudinal. The other one is known as what you call that transverse. What do I mean by longitudinal wave? Longitudinal wave is a wave in which vibrations of the particle is along the propagation of the wave. The example for the longitudinal wave is sound wave. Transverse wave. What do you mean by transverse wave? Transverse wave is a wave in which vibrations of the particle are perpendicular to direction of propagation of the wave. The example for transverse wave is light wave. In the same manner, let us consider a stretched string. In the stretched string, let us consider a Mildes experiment. In the Mildes experiment, one of the string is tied to the tuning fork, the other one is on a pulley, the tension. The tension is added to it. At some moment, when suitable tension is applied, the wave can be produced on a stretched string. Let us consider one such string. The question may be like this in your examination. Obtain an expression for velocity of a wave, velocity of a transverse wave along a stretched string. To obtain an expression for velocity of a transverse wave along a stretched string, consider one portion A, P, Q, B of a string through which transverse wave is propagated. Transverse wave is propagated from left to right with certain velocity v. The particles are vibrating perpendicular to its length. Consider a small element PQ of the string and its center of curvature be at O. O be the center of curvature of a string. Let POQ be a small angle at the center of curvature. Assume PQ to be very small. Then the angle is also very small. If the angle is very small, theta by 2 and theta by 2 should be still small. T and T be the tensions acting at P and Q. See, resolving the tension T at P, T at Q into rectangular components. The horizontal component and vertical component. Horizontal component is known as parallel component. Vertical component is known as perpendicular component. Let me consider at P. Horizontal component is given by T cos theta by 2. This is because if this angle is theta, this angle should be theta by 2. This angle should be theta by 2. If this angle is theta by 2, then this angle should be theta by 2. We know that this angle is theta by 2, then this angle should be theta by 2. Therefore, if we resolve the horizontal component at P is given by T cos theta by 2. Vertical component. The vertical component is along CO. The vertical component along CO is given by T sin theta. T sin theta. Similarly, at Q, horizontal component is given by T cos theta by 2. Vertical component is given by T sin theta by 2. See, T cos theta by 2 due to P, T cos theta by 2 due to P and Q, at P and Q, they are equal and opposite. Since they are equal and opposite, they cancel each other. Horizontal component vanishes. The vertical component is vertical. Both are acting in the same direction. Vertical component are also equal to acting in the same direction along CO. Therefore, resultant tension along CO, resultant tension R along CO is given by T sin theta by 2 and T sin theta by 2. They gets added up to T sin theta by 2. As we all know that if theta is very small, theta by 2 is small, sin theta by 2 is almost equal to theta by 2. 2t theta by 2, 2 gets cancelled. Finally, we obtained t theta. Next, under equilibrium condition. Under equilibrium condition. What do you mean by under equilibrium condition? The forces. See, this is known as centripetal force. This force is known as centripetal force. There is an outward force which is acting outward. That is known as net resultant tension. That is net resultant tension. The resultant tension provides the necessary centripetal force. Therefore, net resultant tension is given by T theta. Centripetal force is given by, centripetal force is equal to, centripetal force is given by mv squared by r. mv squared by r. Centripetal force is given by mv squared by r, where mass can be written as m into delta x. What do you mean by m? Mass per unit length of the string. What do you mean by delta x? Length of the segment PQ. mdx, that is mdx, mass of the element PQ. Mass of the element PQ mdx. V means velocity of the transverse wave, where r is the radial distance between O and C. Radial distance between O and C. That is, O is known as, what you call that, center of curvature. See, what do you mean by theta? We know that T theta is equal to m dx, m delta x, v squared by r. Instead of writing theta, we can, from radian measures, we can write this distance should be P to Q, distance should be delta x. This is known as R. CO is known as R. From radian measures, we can write theta is equal to delta x divided by R. Delta x divided by R. From radian measures, we can write theta is equal to delta x divided by R. Instead of writing theta, we can write delta x by R. T into delta x divided by R is equal to m into delta x v squared by R. See, we have written T into delta x divided by R equals m delta x v squared divided by R. On simplification, we can write v squared is equal to T divided by m. Delta x goes off. R and R gets cancelled. V squared is equal to T divided by m. That is, V is equal to square root of T divided by m. This is the expression for a velocity of a transverse wave along a stretched string. This is the expression for a velocity of a transverse wave along a stretched string. What do you infer from this equation? V is directly proportional to square root of T. V is directly proportional to square root of T. And V is inversely proportional to square root of m. The inference is velocity is directly proportional to square root of the tension applied, and the velocity is inversely proportional to the square root of mass in the pan, or the mass per unit length of the string. Mass per unit length of the string. This completes how to obtain the expression for velocity of a transverse wave along a stretched string. Thank you, one and all.